So recently, we learned that Just Trains will be joining the TSW2 third-party roster, and with that, I've decided to create a video talking about the 5 Just Trains routes I want to see in the game. Let's get straight into it. Consider liking the video and subscribing if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more content like this in the future. Now, I'm going to start off with a route in a country we just haven't seen before in TSW, and that is China. The Southwest China route includes a wide variety of scenery with open countryside, valleys, and city areas. In Train Simulator, this route only came with 2 trains, with the CRH-1A and CRH-1E. But the route has a wide variety of train DLCs like the CRH-2A, CRH-380D, and the CRH-380A. I could see these coming as a loco pack in the future. This route, bringing high speed back to TSW2, would allow for speeds of over 350 kilometers per hour. Stretching over 570 kilometers, this would be the longest route in the game, along with the fastest, and it would really give players who enjoy high speed that sense of speed. Now, I do know that this is a pretty long route, and it would be absurd to ask for Just Trains to do this as their first route, but this is something that I would love to see in the future, just to bring a new country to the game. Next up, we have the Midland Mainline. Now, Just Trains has a big variety of extensions and routes along the Midland Mainline, and I'd like to see all of them appear as one whole network in the game. This would include the route from Sheffield to Leicester, via Derby and Nottingham. And no, it doesn't just stop there. There's the Durant Valley line up to Matlock, and even an extension to Lincoln. As you can see, with all of these different routes and extensions combined into one, we can have a giant network of track with tons of services, and from there, you can start to talk a bit about extensions down to London or up to Leeds and Manchester. And well, you can see where I'm going with this. Now, I'm not sure which rolling stock came with the route in Train Sim Classic, however, I do know of all the rolling stock that runs along the route in real life, and well, it is a lot. We have the class 150, 153, 156, 158, 180, 185, 220, 221, and 222. Now obviously all of these won't appear in the release version, however this is yet another route that I can see a loco pack for to include all of these great trains. Also, I'd like to mention that there is a lot of different operators along the main line, so you wouldn't just see the same livery on all of these trains. There would be a bit of variety, including operators like East Midlands Railway, Northern, and Cross Country. For number 3, we have the Chiltern Mainline. Now, this is going to appear again later on in this video with another route, however, I wanted to talk about it on its own. This over 100-mile long route would see players driving Chiltern Railways trains up the Chiltern Mainline from London to Aylesbury, Oxford, and Birmingham. Along this route, a nice variety of operators would be seen, with West Midlands Railway, Cross Country, GWR, and even TfL. Yes, that TfL. The Metropolitan line of the London Underground runs along the Aylesbury branch, starting somewhere around Finchley Road and ending at one of the Metropolitan line's termini with Amersham. This route would see all diesel rolling stock, which I know some UK rail fans have been waiting for. No, West Cornwall does not count. Players would be able to see trains like the class 68, 165, 168, and 172. Moving up north to Scotland, we have the Newcastle to Edinburgh line. This would follow the East Coast Main Line up to Edinburgh Waverley, which is actually the southern terminus that was in my Fife Circle Line suggestion. Yeah, I said it correctly this time. Stop commenting about it now. This route would be over 125 miles long and would include about 21 stations. 4 train operating companies would be included, with Northern, LNER, Cross Country, and TransPennine Express. This route could include trains like the class 220, 221, and 800. And finally, number 1. This route is probably the one everyone wants the most from Just Trains, the London Underground Metropolitan Line. The line runs from its southern terminus at Aldgate to 3 different termini at Uxbridge via the Piccadilly line, Amersham, Chesham, and Watford, all along the Chiltern Mainline. I would actually like to see some Chiltern AI services running along this line to add a bit of life and variety in trains. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the express section. Some trains run express between Moore Park and Finchley Road. Between Finchley Road and Wembley Park, the Jubilee line runs alongside the Metropolitan and makes all local stops. It would be nice to see these appear as AI services, however, I just can't imagine Just Trains going out of their way to create a train that would only run between 6 stations. The same goes for the Piccadilly. Now, the other subsurface lines between Baker Street and Aldgate I can see being created, mainly because they use similar rolling stock, only with a car missing and a different seating layout. Talking about rolling stock, the Metropolitan line uses the S8 stock and only that. Well, they also use the S7+1 stock, but I'm not really sure if that's still in service. The other subsurface lines that I mentioned, with those being the Circle and Hammersmith and City lines, use the S7 stock. The difference between the S8 and S7+1 stock is that the S7+1 stock uses the same seating layout as the S7 stock, with the same number of cars as the S8 stock. If this route is ever created, I'd love to see a local DLC similar to what Rivet did with the 1938 stock, but including the old A60 and A62 rolling stock. Now, those are the routes from Just Trains that I would like to see in the game. The reason I didn't name some of the other routes that people seem to love, like the Frankfurt U or S-Bonds, is because Just Trains didn't actually create those routes, they just published them. So unfortunately, it doesn't really seem like they can just quote-unquote rebuild it in TSW, as they probably don't have all of the reference material. Anyways though, if you have any other Just Trains routes that you would like to see in TSW, put them down in the comment section below. Also, while you're down there, consider liking and subscribing. If you would like to support the channel even more, consider becoming a channel member. I'll catch all of you in the next video. Peace.